Yes, Man City 2, Leeds 1. A lot more tense than we should have made it towards the end there. A bit scrappy towards the end. A lot going on in this game. A lot to discuss. A little good performances, maybe some shaky performances somewhere else. Yeah, back top of the table though, that's all that matters. Yeah, Man City 2, Leicester 1. Don't forget to like the video, it helps other City fans find it, and subscribe if you're new, and yeah, let's get into the review. So yeah, brace from Gundogan to put us 2-0 up. Could have got a hat-trick today, but missed the penalty like we all know. We'll come on to that discussion of who should be taking the penalties and whatnot. But yeah, great start from City. We just dominated the ball for basically the whole first half, I felt. To be honest, we dominated it the whole game. Their goal was just shot in the dark, not shot in the dark, but just a complete against the run of play, not a fluke I would say, but it just fell fortunately to them in the 85th minute or whatnot. But yeah, City dominate the whole game. ILKAY Gundogan with an absolute masterclass apart from the penalty. Yeah, if he'd sealed that off with a hat-trick, the whole discourse around the whole game would be completely different. Also, Pep overreact a little bit, especially when Gundogan came off. He just didn't look at him whatsoever. Was that a bit of an overreaction? Maybe, kind of, not too actually, no, I did think it was an overreaction, not looking at him. Like, he missed a penalty, so what? Riyad Mahrez took one the other week and he didn't go screaming at Haaland for giving it to Riyad Mahrez. Like, it's only just for the fact we missed. If we had scored, he wouldn't have screamed at him. I know that for a fact. So yeah, strange one with the surrounding the whole penalty, but yeah, so we started off brilliantly. Gundogan, as I said, a bit of a masterclass from himself. 170 passes, I think it was. That's the most in the Premier League in a long time anyway. He broke his previous record of 167, but I think Rodri has the actual whole time record with a 178. But it's the most this season, that's for sure. More than the whole Leeds team as well. Gundogan was cooking from everywhere. Another reason, how the hell are we going to replace this guy come this summer if he decides to leave, if we don't offer him a new contract? How are we not offering this guy a new contract? He played in the 6 today. He can play in an 8. We all know that very well. He can play it in as an 8 that's dropping deep into a double pivot. He can play as a high 8. He can play as a false 9, false 10 like he did in 2021 when he scored all those goals and Mr. Whippy was born. Like, yeah, he could play so far up and down that like spine and whatnot. It's like Jude Bellingham wouldn't be able to replace that. You'd have to bring in a couple of players in order to replace ILKAY Gundogan. It'd be mad not to renew him, even if it's like, just give him what he wants. If he just wants, I think we'd only offer him a year. That must be it, because I think he'd only be looking for a 2 or 3 year contract, like, because that's all he'd get at Barca. Barca wouldn't be able to give him a big contract, but give him a 3 year contract. Who cares? We have the money to. If he's no good in his last year, we can just ship him off or whatnot. We've given De Bruyne a contract, a 5 year contract till he's 35, not so long ago. So why not give it to ILKAY Gundogan, whose game depends less on, or his game will be affected less by his age, because Kevin De Bruyne, once he loses his pace and power, which usually happens with age, he's more likely to slow down and become less productive and less of the player he is now. Whether ILKAY Gundogan, his game does not depend on pace or power or anything like that. It's about dictating play. It's about football IQ. It's about how you are on the ball, just technique wise. There's not a lot of pace because he's not a fast player anyway. He doesn't burst past players. He doesn't do a lot of. He's not like a last ditch tackle sort of sprinting back kind of guy. So his game would still be fairly similar. It's maybe just his fitness or whatnot, but he'd be able to keep that up. It's just speed wise would be the whole thing with him getting older, but he's not fast anyway, so it's not like his game relies on that, like I'm saying, compared to KDB at 35. His game could be a lot more different to what it is now. But yeah, that's my Gundogan praise, and let's see what the best ran club in the world does with him, because if he doesn't offer him a new contract, that's poor planning on our part. It's just poor planning. I don't care about the ILKAY Gundogan. He's won multiple Premier Leagues at this stage now. He's won them. His role in the 18-19 title running was absolutely key, playing as the 6 for about 12 out of those last 14 wins. His 2021 season was a completely different role from it. It was almost a bit iconic among City fans. That's when Mr. Whippy was born. So yeah, that's a completely different role. That was basically a false 9 role. So yeah, 2 different ones. Then his Aston Villa heroics on the final day of last season. That's 3 individual league title campaigns that he's contributed massively to. He's also part of the team for 17-18, and well, yeah, I was going to say last year's one, and then this year's one as well. He's taken up a bigger role. Him and Bernardo Silva have been rotating a lot. But ILKAY Gundogan has got loads of games in that midfield. He's just quality on the ball. So that'll be 4 titles he'd be involved with. How are you gonna? And he's our captain. Why wouldn't you offer your captain, if he's your captain for a reason? Why wouldn't you offer your captain a 3-year contract? Who cares? Like, if we lose a bit of money, wages wise, when he's old. If he's old, if he's not capable of it in that 3rd year, because we can move him on then. I don't know. I don't get it. Don't know why we haven't offered him what he wants. I don't know why he hasn't accepted it. Yeah, it's a mystery to me. I think if we put what he wants on the table, he'd take it, even with Barcelona. I know all players want to play for Barcelona or whatnot, but I think just the affiliation he has with City now, just his family's settled here. If we offered him what he wanted, if we offered him the same as what Barca offered him, I think he'd stay. Put it that way. And if he leaves in the summer, that's the club's fault, completely the club's fault. But that's a different video. That's getting besides the point. ILKAY Gundogan masterclass today as a 6, scoring 2 goals, 2 almost identical goals position wise. Mara's out and ball rolling on that wing, just laying it off to Gundogan. The first goal was a first time shot, just curled it round players. I thought it went in off the post, that's how close it was. But then second one almost the exact same, but just in the opposite corner. Yeah, ILKAY Gundogan, great game. Penalty is a bit of a down point, but it was more so the reaction of the environment's reaction to the penalty miss. Maybe Pep going mad on the sidelines gave Leeds a bit of encouragement. Who knows in that department? Well, I think it did. It's not good optics when the manager is screaming from the sidelines because of a missed penalty. We're still 2-0 up, by the way. So yeah, not good optics for him. As I said, the fact he didn't look at him or go anywhere near him when he was coming off is a massive, especially doing that to the guy who scored into your captain as well. It's a weird, strange vibe that. But yeah, decent games from everyone all around. Ederson back in, and of course he's back in, and he didn't keep a clean sheet. The one time we kept a clean sheet, he didn't start like, oh bro, it just doesn't want to work for my fantasy, does it? Kevin De Bruyne didn't get any assists either. That's not good for my FPL. Haaland didn't score either. He's still my captain. That's not good for FPL. That boy should have had a hat. He should have scored loads today. He should have taken the penalty, that's for sure. I don't know if it was a confidence thing of why he didn't take it, but yeah, never know. Maybe he probably just thought Gundogan first career hat-trick, he'll give it to him. Haaland's just a good guy by the looks of it. He's not no Mbappe ego, Neymar ego sort of thing, or just Mbappe club owner sort of ego. Haaland is a superstar in his own right, and he probably should have a bigger ego than he does, but he just gives it to Gundogan. He seems like a good team player, and that's why I think he'll stay around for ages. But yeah, he should have scored today though. Rico Lewis should have gotten an assist. Haaland bounced off the post. That would have been nice for Rico to get that assist, because that was good play from driving in the centre and playing that nice ball. But that one bounced off the post. He also did an inadvertent Thierry Henry. He miskicked the ball with his other foot. Haaland didn't, fell over. Yeah, it just wasn't Haaland's day today. He should have, in the first half, he had like a good chance. I think Grealish played him in on the left-ish side of the box. He should have squared it to Foden, I think, but he just went for power, so the keeper saved it, put it that way. But so yeah, Haaland should have bagged today. KDB couldn't have got an assist for that missed kick from Haaland as well, so that would have been nice. It's looking like Kev won't get that assist record. It's looking like Haaland won't get that non-penalty goals record either. Even if he did get the penalty today, that would have been a penalty, so it wouldn't have helped for that non-penalty goals thing either, so he probably won't get that record too. As I say, it just goes to show how ridiculous that Mo Salah's debut season for Liverpool was. I'm not going to turn this into a Mo Salah prop rant again, maybe like last time, but yeah, back to the game now. 2-1 City. It was a great first half from City there. We were 2 goals up, but then the second half, it was just kind of as you'd expect with a Champions League game coming up. Just boring kind of City. You know how City are when we're a couple of goals ahead, but usually it's when we're 3 goals ahead. But it was just pure reserve mode. It was battery saving mode City, because we've Real Madrid up next. All we had to do is get the 3 points, top of the league, make sure that's secured. 4 points ahead of Arsenal now. They just got the win, doesn't really matter against their result. We'll end the weekend top of the table into that Madrid game. Yeah, that's a big game. But yeah, second half of that was just the whole penalty thing. Who should be taking the penalty? The reaction from the penalty as well. Haaland should, in my opinion, should just always be Haaland. Haaland is the striker. Haaland is the best penalty taker, I think. I don't know about stats. I do know. He's like a 91% or something like that. But yeah, he should be the penalty taker. In this instance, actually, I don't mind it, because it would have been Gundogan's first career hat-trick, so I wouldn't have been mad against it. Like, if Gundogan scores, there's no problem, is there really? Yeah, so if he scores that, there's no problem, is there? So, but in future, unless it's a reason like that, although sentimentality, you could leave it out, there's an argument against it, but I don't mind if it's we're 2-0 up, but it depends on the game as well. I thought maybe Leeds going 2-0 up, going to run on a career hat-trick. That's probably the time to do it, because you wouldn't expect us to capitulate completely, which we didn't. We did concede a goal, to be fair, though, or to be fair to Leeds, we did concede a goal. I can see the argument, to be fair. It's just maybe 3-0 up. That's maybe a more secure win. 2-0 Leeds are not great, because all you have to do is concede one, and then the other team has the momentum. It's like, we know that more than anyone. We've been 2-0 down against Villa, we've been 2-1 down against Queen's Park Rangers. Just one goal is all it takes, and then sometimes the team that's 2-0 up does be getting too relaxed, like we did today, because we're in battery 7 mode because of Madrid, because we've had so many games recently. But yeah, it was just all the perfect blend to maybe drop points after that penalty miss, after they scored. There were times though they just kind of sat back. I thought they pressed us a little bit more towards the end, but hey, that's on them. I don't care. We got the 3 points at the end, and it was a little bit easier. We got a little bit of corner time with Haaland and Foden again, which I always like to see, but you don't see it unless we're training by goal. But yeah, or we're winning by a goal, but I like to see those moments. They're just funny, innit? But yeah, main takeaways from the game. I was going to say wrap it up almost on a generalising end of video kind of main takeaways, but we talk about that side, that rotated side. Rico Lewis coming in, excelled. Was Kyle Walker? No, Kyle Walker didn't play. It was Laporte and Akanji. Laporte and Akanji played. Laporte getting some minutes. I was surprised at that, to be fair. Nate Naka at left back. Oh, Nate Naka got an injury actually. Hopefully that's not too serious. It doesn't seem like it's that serious, but he probably is out of the Madrid tie. So yeah, Rico Lewis then went to left back when he got injured. So yeah, just a bit of Rico Lewis playing all over the park today. Kevin De Bruyne getting kind of a free role. He was on the left and the right multiple times during the game. Phil Foden coming back, getting minutes. Not really in the goals much or assists. He got a goal and assist in his last 15 minutes coming off the bench, but today he starts. I don't like him on the left. That's my whole thing. Phil Foden on the left has kind of become redundant now at this stage. He had his breakout year 1920 there and 2021 in that left wing, but then he got moved to false nine the season after, and then ever since he's just not really been up to the standards. False nine, he got cut a bit of slack because that was a new role for him, so everyone kind of he didn't have the best of performances that year at false nine, I don't think, just because his 2 previous years were so much better. But yeah, there's a couple of seasons now he's not really been hitting those peak performances. Hopefully he gets back to them. Put him on the right or in midfield. I like those angles better from, although he's not as technically secure to be thrown into midfield. That's how Pep feels anyway. But on that right, maybe for Mahrez, although you have to kind of give Mahrez game time because Bernardo is the one that plays in the big games. Jack Grealish has that left wing spot on lock now. Phil Foden doesn't really do much to challenge him for that role anymore because he just seems, as I said, a bit redundant at left wing. It's just always passing back. There's no take-ons anymore. It's ever since that game against Liverpool and James Milner, if you can't go by James Milner, like, you're not really that threatening in that position anymore, so to say. So I don't know what to do with Phil Foden, how he gets back in the team, because everyone says he's generational, but he can't even start in the team. Like, he's going to have to be fit in one way or another. But yeah, vital rest minutes for Rodri. Calvin Phillips still not playing. That's a wonder. He'll never play. Did he even come on in the game against Leeds? Not sure. I have no idea. He laughed the last time he got minutes. Maybe that's why he didn't get any this time. But who knows what's with him if he'll be here next season. The summer window will be interesting. But yeah, Diaz rested, John Stones rested, Kyle Walker kind of rested. He came on for Ake. Rodri rested. Bernardo kind of rested as well. Also, Julian Alvarez and KDB were in the attacking 8 positions, which was not what I expected at all. As I said before the game, we're either scoring 10 here or dropping points, just because the team was just so attacking. But yeah, we got through it in the end. As I said, the second half was a little bit boring up until that penalty miss and them scoring, and then the end of the game was a little bit nervy, but we still grinded it out, still dug deep and got the win. That's all that matters really. Top the table, like I said. But yeah, the main takeaway is that we got the 3 points. It's a forgettable game. Kind of, maybe the penalty miss is probably what will make it a bit memorable. But it's Real Madrid next. That's all that matters. Real Madrid is the next thing. That's, well, I was going to say biggest game of the season, but we say that about most games now. But if, again, on the calendar, semi-final against Real Madrid, first leg in the Bernabeu, that would be on your calendar as one of the biggest games of the season. So yeah, City 2, ILKAY Gundogan brace, ILKAY Gundogan masterclass, and Leeds 1. As I said, Gundogan masterclass. Haaland firing blanks today. Hopefully he takes his revenge on Madrid, but it was the ILKAY Gundogan show today. It was all about him. Even the miss was about him. He was just the main man today. He was the main character in this story. Yeah, ILKAY Gundogan, hope you stay in the summer too. Sign that contract. City offered that contract that he wants to. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that game. Let me know yours in the comments below. Do you think it was right for Pep to shout at Gundogan after, or shout at Haaland after the penalty miss? Because if he scores, he wouldn't have shouted at him. That's my thoughts on it anyway. But let me know yours in the comments below. Like the video, it helps other City fans find it. And subscribe if you're new. And I shall see you next time. Peace.